What's going on, everybody? I wanted to do a video lesson. I'm sorry for not making one the past couple weeks. I could use excuses, but I'm not going to. It's just on me for not making them, and I want to get back on it and start making them again. Been a past couple weeks been a little shaky, and sorry for the music in the background. I needed a little bit. Helps me focus for some weird reason. I always have to have music playing, so hopefully it's not too loud or not as annoying. So past couple weeks have been a little shaky for me. Just been going through some personal things, things at home, and trading hasn't been too great. And so it's just been really just reviewing and studying and trying to track some plays and just trying to get my head out of my ass and start trading correctly again. So I have one trade for the past couple of days, and I just want to kind of go over it and get it off my chest. So we'll start with this is the only one. So WSGF, as you see, done nothing. And then finally gets a nice volume perk, huge first green day, and then just pulls back, consolidates. And then another first green day, and then we get that breakout, which is really nice. Dips, pulls back, comes all the way back down. And so what I've noticed is it's holding a really nice trend. And it basically has the same top from that original first green day. And so I put my trend line in and just kept watching it. And I just kept an eye on it. I mean, for almost a couple months now. And I can just see when I watch, like I use Thinkorswim. And so if you go to on demand, you can kind of go back in time and watch price action during a certain day. And so I would go back and I would watch what would happen when it came down and dipped here. And I would see just big buyers coming in, and it just almost like a pump almost, like it just looked like something was holding it up. Someone was holding it up. So holding trend really nicely. And as the trend got tighter here, my thought process was, I want to swing this. And I don't care how long it takes, I want to swing it. And so my thought was, let me go back a couple days here. It was this day. No, it was this day. So when it came and dipped and held 19, which was my trend level, I took some at. No, sorry, I apologize. It was this day. This day I noticed it came and dipped and held the trend and closed above VWAP, which didn't really matter to me, but it was just holding trend. That's the whole thing. It's not about the volume or how many people are buying right now. I'm not looking at the dollar volume each day or what the volume is each day, or if there's any news, because it's had plenty of times where news came out and it got stuffed and couldn't break. So I don't really care about those. My whole thing was, this is holding trend, and I want to swing this as close as I can to the low of the trend, looking for a break out of the trend on the upside. So I didn't see it this day, but I noticed it dipped and held 19. And then this day got a small gap up, came and dipped, and was just kind of hovering. And so I took a position at 21.5, risking 19. And the next day, and so I asked a few people, experienced traders, what their thought process was on it and my swing idea, and none of them really seemed to like it. They just thought it wasn't a play, and I let that really get to my head. And so the next morning, I had woken up, and it gapped up, and I was up 11%, and I was up like $230 on my small investment, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm completely happy with that, and maybe this isn't a good play, yada yada. Let it get to my head. I sold it here at 24, and went off to work. Didn't have any service that day. I came back into town, had got some service, and got all my alerts for this, and saw that it was breaking out, and I was like, wow, great timing. So I regret not sticking to my plan. That's a huge thing. You know, no matter what anybody says, stick to your plan, and then learn from it if it's right or wrong. You know, that's why reviewing is so crucial. And track them if you can. I 100% say you need to track these plays and these setups. Whatever your favorite setup is that you think you have an edge in the market, you need to track it in a spreadsheet, and I can go over that in a whole nother video. Just leave a comment and let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. I just started a few different ones, and I need to create a couple more, so I'm definitely, you know, down to make a whole video on spreadsheets and how I'm tracking them. So I definitely think you should track them. I know people who don't track at all and they're still successful, but when you track plays, you know the ins and outs of it, and you're that much more confident when you take positions, and it could be game changer. So yeah, so I sold here the next morning at 24. Later on in the day we get the breakout, and then later on in the day, let it load here. Thank you. Later in the day, finally got some volume. We broke, making higher lows. I mean, a beautiful trend, beautiful chart, absolutely gorgeous. It had a double bottom here at the end of the day, basically holding previous high of day. And I tried to snag some at 37 in the high 37s, couldn't do it. Ended up taking some at 38.4 because it was getting closer. It was like 7 to 10 minutes left of the market close, and I wanted a part of it because I was so pissed that I had deviated from my plan and not held this like I wanted to. And so I knew it was still early in the move. And when we got this double bottom here and we were perking up on volume, I was in, and I took a little bit of a bigger position size than normal. So got the gap up, and my whole plan for this morning was to sell into the gap up and re-add all my shares if we get a gap and crap reversal. So what I mean by gap and crap reversal is the stock gaps up the next day in the price, and then instantly gets weak and starts to pull back. And if you can see, it just makes higher lows. So it gaps up, pulls back, like it's going to wash out, like it's going to crap, like gap and crap. But this is the reversal part of it. And so it's having a hard time breaking down. And that's a very bullish sign. So it's gaps up, craps. We get a nice bounce above VWAP. I almost took this dip here, but I started a new job, and so I'm being trained right now. And eventually my new job will allow my schedule to be so much better than any other job I've ever had. And I'm really looking forward to that. I really think it's going to be a game changer with my trading. And so I was being trained, and I had to go into work a little bit early, and so I didn't want to buy it. I was super happy. I mean, I took my biggest win here because I sized up. I did take my first $1,000 trade, which I'm really happy about. But I'm happy about it, but I've always thought like in the past, like watching other people make a bunch of money, I'm like, I cannot wait till I get to that point. Like, I cannot wait till I'm just making those $1,000 trades, yada, yada. And it's been a huge goal of mine to make my first $1,000 trade. And so, yeah, I mean, I was definitely happy to wake up to a gap up and being up $1,000, and I'm very happy to have sold at that level at making 1,000. But then at the same time, I'm just like, it's just another trade. Like, on to the next one. Let's go. Like, put your head down. We got to grind. We got to keep working. This is only the beginning. And I just think that's a really good mindset to have. So don't just be complacent over one trade. And don't let one bad trade ruin it for you either. You know, it goes both ways. So, like I said, main goal was the gap and crap reversal, which is exactly what it did. And couldn't buy it in here just because of work. But, I mean, it ended up being a beautiful buy over the high of day at 5. and we went almost 10 cents, 20 cents past where I thought this was going to get to. When I originally had my swing plan, I planned on 5. Was to take my profits. And yeah, we touched basically 7, so it was a really nice play in the morning. But then as you can see, I mean, even in here isn't too bad, of a play. It's only the second green day. It's still pretty early. But I think when it triple topped here, basically topped out at 7, everybody started selling their position, and then we just got everybody who was long this in the beginning was just selling. And then you had people who were chasing in here who just panic sold. You got stops being set, and you got shorts coming in. So yeah, that's what led to this huge downtrend here at the end of the day. But hey, as long as this holds 3, I think this can have another bounce. This can keep going. So definitely on watch. But I just gotta wait and see exactly what this does tomorrow and how it plays out. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Super nice volume, great play. I mean, this was absolutely textbook and beautiful. So study this. Take screenshots, the whole bit, spreadsheets. Do the most that you can with this, because this was nice. This is something to keep an eye on. I mean, for sure. So, like I'll show you some of my spreadsheets just real quick. Just give you an idea of what I'm doing. Actually, I don't think no, I didn't show you. I apologize for that. I was going to give you a quick preview of how I was doing it, but my recording the screen is not switching over to the other page. So I'll make a whole other separate video about my spreadsheets and how I'm doing that. But yeah, that was my game plan for WSG and how I fucked up on it and let it get to my head, and how I took advantage of the move when I still thought it was early. And yeah, just everything that I basically thought happened, and it feels good. It just makes me want to keep working hard and keep preparing for the next one. So, and that's all it is. It's just who's preparing most for the next play. So just prepare as much as you can, and we'll be ready for the next one. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.